basements. So
Absolutely.
Carrie's family is certainly a part of that. More than anything, Greg, I am just so proud to learn about Carrie's story and witness her entrepreneurial spirit. Being a student is demanding work already, and to start a small business on top of that, I think speaks to Carrie's work ethic and the work ethic that Huskers are showing across our campus. Beyond Carrie's enterprising spirit, Nebraska is doing a lot to cultivate other young entrepreneurs. I'll highlight just a couple quick programs. The Engler Agribusiness Entrepreneurship Program, which has over 230 alumni working and growing businesses right here in Nebraska. And the Center for Entrepreneurship and the College of Business are inspiring and giving students all the tools that they need to get out in the world and turn their ideas into thriving businesses. Carrie is so awesome, and she joins a long legacy of UNL students who have gone on to do great things through businesses and other entrepreneurial opportunities, that we're just so proud of her.
Oh, this is so fun. Carrie, thank you for sharing your story. Congratulations on this little idea that you've come up with, and continued success to you.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
Chancellor, always good to see you. We'll chat next week back in Lincoln, so looking forward to that. Coming up next, we'll get to Matt Coatney in the Big Ten Blitz. Straight ahead.
You're listening to Countdown to Kickoff, brought to you by Central Valley Ag on the Huskers Radio Network.
Feel like you're always on the run? Me too. As an independent financial professional, I help all kinds of busy people. Young families planning for college, couples working toward retirement, people securing their legacy. Wherever you are in life, Emeritus can help you get more out of life with insurance, employee benefits, and financial services. You're moving fast. Let's help make sure you're on the path to a fulfilling life. Find your next step at emeritus.com. Insurance products issued by Emeritus Life Insurance Corp.
Working together, Central Valley Ag unites with our farmers to feed a hungry planet. CVA's power products are the go-to for farmers and ranchers seeking top-tier animal feed, ensuring animals get the precise nutrients they need. Now until December 1st, enter to win 2 CVA horsepower tubs or 2 CVA power cow tubs with purchase of any CVA power tub. Our planet is hungry. Together, we feed it. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation.
Some days you hit snooze, but not today. Today you have to go on a run to get burgers for the tailgate. You've got to haul something heavy, a cooler stocked with Bud Light. When you've got beer and football, nothing is hard until the other team scores. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. 21 plus, copyright 2024 Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Sam, since this is your first Get Holiday Ready sales event, let me introduce you to the full lineup of Ford SUVs. Keep it festive, Morgan.
How fun.
That's Blake and Bailey. They're our Bronco experts.
Goat modes goes over any type of terrain.
And of course, Ford F-Series. Best-selling trucks for 47 years. The Get Holiday Ready sales event.
Chills.
Get 1.9% APR for 60 months, plus no payments for up to 90 days and $1,000 bonus cash on a new F-150.
Let's pause 15 seconds for station identification on the Huskers Radio Network. This is Big Red Football.
Dear Truckin' Awesome. Want more horsepower in the stable? The Tundra iForce Max is the most powerful Tundra ever. With its electrifying twin-turbo V6, you got everything you need. Saddle up the Tacoma TRD Pro. Its segment-first performance seats are designed to smooth out the shocks when the ride gets bumpy. The Toyota 4Runner is part mean streak, part wild side, and an all-around icon. Check out that signature power rear window, will ya? Yes, sir, Toyota trucks. Find yours at toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
See your Omaha Metro and Lincoln Toyota dealers. Corwin Toyota of Bellevue, Village Point Toyota of Omaha, Baxter Toyota of La Vista, or Baxter Toyota of Lincoln.
Feel like you're always on the run? Me too. As an independent financial professional, I help all kinds of busy people. Young families planning for college, couples working toward retirement, people securing their legacy. Wherever you are in life, Emeritus can help you get more out of life with insurance, employee benefits, and financial services. You're moving fast. Let's help make sure you're on the path to a fulfilling life. Find your next step at emeritus.com. Insurance products issued by Emeritus Life Insurance Corp.
I got to see my brother get married.
I would have missed my dad's birthday.
Because I wore my seatbelt, I had the privilege of being part of his special day.
I got to go home and see my family again.
Does it click yet?
Brought to you by NDOT Highway Safety Office.
I would have never had the chance to see my daughter become a doctor.
I was able to go to my brother's graduation.
I wouldn't have adopted my first pet.
And then it clicked. My seatbelt saved my life. Does it click yet?
Brought to you by NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Welcome back to the Acres Broadcast Center. I'm Matt Coatney, and this is the Big Ten Blitz, presented by Groundworks, the official foundation company of the Huskers.
This is the Big Ten Blitz, Maryland.
And here to talk about the Terrapins, Scott Green of Terrapin Sports. The Maryland team flew all the way out to Eugene to battle number 1 Oregon last week. And Scott, man, they really fought pretty well. They ended up losing 39-18, but that was a really competitive football game. And in some ways, do they walk away kind of feeling like a bit of a moral victory in that one?
Yeah, I mean, if you ask Mike Loxley, he'll be the first to tell you, and he said it many times in the past, he doesn't believe in moral victories. You know, that said, I'm kind of with you. You know, they kept it a little closer than I think pretty much everyone expected. Like you said, I had to travel all the way across the country. And on top of that, I thought the secondary played pretty well for the most part, and they've really struggled this year. And the offensive line looked decent. So I think they've definitely got some things to build on, especially with two huge games coming up.
What have some of the recent battles been like between Maryland and Rutgers? Update us on kind of how that series has gone recently.
Yeah, I mean, you've seen that. Well, you know, for a while there, you go back, and this is going back several years now, but, you know, for a short while, they had Ralph Regent as their offensive coordinator, you know, the former Maryland head coach. So that kind of lended some credence to it kind of becoming a rivalry. And, you know, people have tried to get a statue or some sort of award, you know, for the winner of this game, you know, the I-95 trophy or whatever you want to call it. So, you know, there have definitely been some things to try and get it. But, you know, this has usually just been a game where, you know, it just goes back and forth, and one of these teams will kind of pull away in the end in the fourth quarter. So, you know, it's in the past, it's felt like it doesn't matter how either of these teams start this game. It's who really comes on the second half and finishes the fourth quarter. So, you know, this is one of those games where it's a battle to the end, and, you know, it's kind of a battle of wills, and whoever can, you know, keep the focus and do what they need to do in the fourth quarter is usually the team that pulls it out.
Maryland hosting Rutgers. It is a 5 o'clock Central game on Peacock. Scott Green from Terrapin Sports. Scott, we appreciate the insight. Thank you.
No problem. Have a good one.
Oregon.
And here to talk about the Ducks, Eric Skopel of Duck Territory, part of the 24/7 sports family. Oregon riding high. Number 1 in the latest college football playoff format that was released earlier this week, and coming off of a 39-18 win over Maryland last week. There's got to just be a tremendous vibe right now, Eric and Eugene, with the way they're playing and all the respect they're getting nationally. It's got to be a pretty good feeling.
Yeah, you know, I think that the second part is part of what made the move to the Big Ten pretty attractive for a lot of the fans. And obviously the decisions were made for a variety of reasons, not a ton of them which had to do with this. But I do think there's a level of validation playing in the Big Ten. Getting eyeballs on screens across the country that previously didn't necessarily have them on Oregon football games, and there just seems to be a little bit more acceptance and maybe validation that this is an Oregon football team that deserves to be where it's at. And that's not to say every season that Oregon's had a top 10, top 15 type of ranking that's been lacking, but there have been certainly times where it feels like the national discussion has been kind of different than what those who watch the team regularly feel. So I think that part certainly has stood out. And this is a fan base that, they're 2 regular season games away from, only the second undefeated regular season in program history. And I just think there's a lot of optimism that they can get this done now. Obviously, tough tests here against quality opponents with Wisconsin this weekend and then Washington to close it. But with the way they've been playing, and I think clearly they'll be heavily favored in both games, there's a real belief and buy-in that this team is going to be in position to go into Indianapolis and play for maybe the number 1 overall seed in the college football playoff.
I think he'll have a seat definitely reserved for him in New York. Eric Skopel from Duck Territory. Again, the Ducks at Wisconsin, 6:30 Central on Peacock. Eric, we appreciate it. Thank you.
Anytime.
Purdue.
Here to talk about the Boilermakers, Mike Carmen, who has covered Purdue football for a couple of decades. And, Mike, I know this is not the year that Purdue thought they could have at all. Just 1-8. What's the feeling around the program, and what's kind of the future look like? Is Coach Walters going to be back next year? Any of those decisions been made yet?
I don't believe they have. It is the question at this point of the season. Not more about what's happened, but what's going to happen. And they still have 3 more games to get through, and this has been something that's been bubbling since the middle of the year, probably since the loss to Wisconsin back in early October, and things have just not gotten better. I mean, it's been a bad season for the Boilermakers, and they played Illinois close, had a chance to win that game in overtime, but couldn't get it done. But that's proved to be an outlier. They were tied with Nebraska at the half at Ross-Ade Stadium, but then Nebraska pulled away. So it's not been a good year overall. The schedule obviously is difficult. They got Penn State this weekend, then at Michigan State, and then Indiana. So they're just trying to get through this, and then hopefully some decisions are made to see what the direction of the program will be.
As you mentioned, the schedule was really brutal. Even the non-conference was really loaded up, which I thought was a bit unfair to Coach Walters. This week, it's Penn State. Obviously, the Lions are really good. They've only lost once, and that was in that terrific game with Ohio State. What would Purdue need to do in this one to stay kind of in it, maybe through the fourth quarter?
Well, we'd have to see something that we really haven't seen this year from Purdue, and then probably see something that we haven't seen from Penn State. If those two worlds would collide, if they would somehow come together, then Purdue might have a chance to get the game into the fourth quarter. But there's not been a lot of evidence on either side that Purdue will raise its level and Penn State's level will drop. So there's a lot of things would have to happen. Unfortunately, it won't be a messy weather day. It'll be a nice mid-afternoon day in West Lafayette, about 60 degrees. So a messy weather day might help Purdue. But other than that, I mean, Purdue would have to raise its level. Penn State has to come down and then see what happens there. But we've all seen strange things happen in this sport. But this would be really strange if somehow Purdue pulled this upset.
Boilermakers host the Nittany Lions, 2:30 p.m. Central on CBS. Mike Carmen, we appreciate it. Thank you for the insight.
Thank you.
Cornerstone Bank is committed to providing you game-changing solutions for your financial needs. Bank on a solid foundation. Cornerstone Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. It's 62 degrees here at Memorial Stadium in Lincoln. It's 13 minutes after the hour of 2 o'clock. Out in Los Angeles at the Coliseum in Pacific Coast time, it's 14 minutes now after the hour of 12 o'clock. And with the temperature 65 degrees, gorgeous sunny skies, very light wind. The Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center is sponsored by Acres, the Midwest premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres, solutions for every field. There is one Big Ten game that has been completed. Number 2, Ohio State defeated Northwestern 31-7 at Wrigley Field. The Buckeyes are now 9-1 on the season, 6-1 in the league. Northwestern falls to 4-6 overall and 2-5 in the league. I'm Matt Coatney in the Acres Broadcast Center at Memorial Stadium in Lincoln. That's the Big Ten Blitz, and that will wrap up the Countdown to Kickoff show. The Matt Rhule pregame show comes your way next.
You are You're now listening to the Matt Rhule Pregame Show, brought to you by Valley Irrigation, the leader in precision irrigation.
Good afternoon from the Coliseum in Los Angeles. Today, the Cornhuskers take on the USC Trojans in another Big Ten battle here today. Huskers coming off of a bye week. You had a lot to do during the bye week, making a change on the offensive staff. How has that gone, and how do you feel about that going into this game?
Yeah, I think it's gone really well. I think Coach Holgerson's come in here, integrated himself, figured out kind of what we do and how we do things, and try to find ways to maximize it and improve us. And so, this will be a great first test to see kind of where we are in that process. But I'm excited about it.
How have the players adapted to this?
Our guys are resilient. They're going to go out there and they're going to do their job every day, practice hard every day. I think they've embraced it and embraced his role and try to make him feel welcome and try to do everything he asked them to do.
What were your takeaways from the UCLA game 2 weeks ago?
Obviously it was a tough game. We came out in the first half and struggled to stop them, struggled to move the ball. But at the end of the day, in the first half, it was 13-7, and come out, at halftime, I thought we regrouped, thought we were going to come out and play really well in the second half. Fortunately, threw the pick six, had the beat ball deep, down 27-7, and then kind of came to life, made a run at it. Defense stopped them and had a chance to win it. Had a chance to win it in the end. And so that's kind of what life in the Big Ten is going to be like. I'm going to keep preaching it and until it takes hold. The days of hey, a bunch of blowouts in the Big Ten are probably over. I think every team, they've all got great recruiting bases. They've all got a ton of revenue, and every game's going to be a war, and every game's going to come down to the last possession. And so we'll keep improving until we win those games instead of the near miss that was.
Husker Football brought to you in part by your Midwest Ford dealers. Visit buyfordnow.com for all your truck, SUV, and electric vehicle needs. More with the coach coming up next.
This is Big Red Football.
Sam, since this is your first Get Holiday Ready sales event, let me introduce you to the full lineup of Ford SUVs. Keep it festive, Morgan.
How fun.
That's Blake and Bailey. They're our Bronco experts.
Goat modes. Goes over any type of terrain.
And of course, Ford F-Series. Best-selling trucks for 47 years. Get Holiday Ready sales event.
Chills.
Get 1.9% APR for 60 months, plus no payments for up to 90 days and $1,000 bonus cash on a new F-150.
Plungers and store-bought chemicals can only go so far and can harm your drains. Call the professionals at John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electrical to get your drains flowing. We won't only make sure the clog is taken care of, but we will ensure your drains are completely clean so the clog will not come back. Give John Henry's a call today.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air.
And Electrical.
Hi, I'm Tom Osborne, former football coach and co-founder of the Teammates Mentoring Program.
And I'm Des Moines Adams, Husker Black Shirt and CEO of Teammates Mentoring.
We are recruiting teammates mentors and need caring adults to be in the lives of our students.
Meeting with a student once a week at the school can make a positive impact in their life and have a ripple effect in our communities.
Please join our team.
Go to teammates.org today.
Looking for the ultimate sports watching experience? Head to Smash Park in La Vista, home of Husker Hangouts, Omaha's official watch parties. Your go-to spot for epic game day deals, delicious bites, and unbeatable fun. Catch every moment on massive screens. Challenge friends to pickleball, axe throwing, and other games. Smash Park is where the action happens, whether you're cheering on the Huskers or just enjoying the atmosphere. Smash Park. Visit us today and turn your game day into a game night. Smash Park. Play, drink, eat.
Something big is happening at Hy-Vee. We've just lowered thousands and thousands of prices on thousands and thousands of items in every aisle and in every department. Online, too. And on many of your favorite products. We've even matched prices with some of the biggest discount stores in the country. Because we get it, times are still tough. So we'll continue to work hard to bring you new lower prices on thousands of items. Things are looking different at Hy-Vee. Come see for yourself.
Sam, since this is your first Get Holiday Ready sales event, let me introduce you to the full lineup of Ford SUVs. Keep it festive, Morgan.
How fun.
That's Blake and Bailey. They're Bronco experts.
Goat modes. Goes over any type of terrain.
And of course, Ford F-Series. Best-selling trucks for 47 years. The Get Holiday Ready sales event.
Chills.
Get 1.9% APR for 60 months, plus no payments for up to 90 days and $1,000 bonus cash on a new F-150.
Once you plant Pioneer brand Z Series soybeans in your field, harvest will never be the same. Enter a new era of performance at pioneer.com/unleash greatness. Today, the USC Trojans, two of college football's iconic brands, battling here today. They've not had the year they wanted. They've had a year that we're certainly familiar with, Coach. Not able to kind of close out games. Some close losses for the Trojans this year.
Yeah, you know, they started the year off with a big win against LSU. They've lost 4 of their last 5. They've got a ton of great players. They've got a great scheme. They too are adjusting to this new Big Ten, and who would have thought that Nebraska would be playing at the Coliseum in a conference game a few years ago? So it's new, it's different, but they're a talented team, a very dangerous team.
And making a change at quarterback with Maeva, who played at UNLV and did a really good job for the Rebels a year ago. What does he do well? What will he challenge us in the black shirts today?
Well, he's athletic. They can do all the quarterback read game with him. He throws an elite deep ball. Miller Moss was playing really, really well for him, but I'm sure they like us are trying to find a way to gain an edge and giving him an opportunity.
They got some really good skill players, don't they, for him to utilize?
Yeah, I mean, Woody Marks, the tailback, he was a great player at Mississippi State, transferred there. He's having a heck of a year. Deuce Robinson, so many more. I mean, they've got, they're USC. They've got a ton of great players, and the key today will just come down to which team plays better.
Let's go to the other side of the ball. They made the change. Defensive coordinator brought Coach Lynn from UCLA over to USC. They're markedly better on that side of the ball. What kind of defense are we up against today?
Well, they've got athletic guys in the back end who can play man and who can challenge you. 6'2" corners. They've got a bunch of rugged guys inside. They're tough. They're physical. So like I said, it's the University of Southern California. They've got a great roster. We're just going to go out and compete and fight and scratch and claw and see who the tougher team is and see who can win it in the end.
Nothing goes better with Husker Sports in Fairbury. Fairbury premium quality hot dogs deliver the home game experience to your family and friends. Fairbury, the official hot dog of Husker Nation. A final thought from the head coach coming up next.
On the Huskers Radio Network.
Husker fans, visit a participating AGCO dealer now until November 1st and enter for a chance to win a pair of tickets and pregame hospitality passes to the Nebraska versus Wisconsin football game on November 23rd in Lincoln. See your True Turf and Ag locations in Osmond, Columbus, and Falls City, Osceola Implement, and Kearney Equipment to enter for your chance to win this season.
There's a hero in all of us. Pioneer is proud to partner with Nebraska and Iowa for the Pioneer Heroes Game. Together, we want to recognize and celebrate local heroes who exemplify the goal of positively impacting the community and who stand as an inspiration to others. If you have a family member or a community member you'd like to recognize, please nominate them at huskers.com/hero so we can celebrate the heroes in your community.
Attention, Husker Nation. Are you ready to power up your game? Sap Brothers bleeds Husker Red, and our high-quality off-road red diesel is the fuel that powers your equipment. As official sponsors of the Huskers, we're here with a touchdown offer with the Sap Brothers Go Big Red Fuel Giveaway. Contract your upcoming fuel needs by February 1st and enter to win 1,000 free gallons of our off-road red diesel. Keep your engines roaring and your equipment running strong. With this winning opportunity, Sap Brothers fuels Husker Nation. Visit sapbros.net/fuel giveaway for more info.
On game day, every play counts. Now imagine having the same level of control in your field. Valley is where farming meets end zone efficiency. With AgSense remote irrigation technology, farmers become the MVPs of their fields. Real-time, play-by-play control means you're always ahead of the game. Score big with simplified irrigation technology from Valley, improving your life both on and off the field. Find your local Valley dealer at valleyirrigation.com.
This is Big Red Football.
John Henry's has a brand new membership club to protect your entire home in one program. With a VIP and a deluxe option, we will help you find the plan that best fits your needs. Receive discounts on services and equipment, priority service, complimentary inspections, and so much more. Protect your home's plumbing, heating, cooling, and electrical systems all in one membership. Call John Henry's to learn more.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
And electrical.
Hey, Husker fans, Coach Rhule here, thanking you for your incredible support of Nebraska football. We're working every day to bring championship football back to Nebraska. Just as important is your contribution to 1890 Nebraska, the official NIL collective of Husker Athletics. Every contribution, no matter how small, makes a big impact. Your support helps us recruit and retain top talent, bringing a winning program that can compete at the highest level. Visit 1890nebraska.com or text NEBNIL to 801-801 now.
Today it's the 5-4 Cornhuskers against the 4-5 USC Trojans. A Saturday afternoon football game at the Coliseum in Los Angeles. One of the great venues to come play. This is a cool place to come play some football. And I know you've coached a game in there.
Yeah, as a young graduate assistant came here, like you said, they've held Olympics in here. I mean, it's an iconic place and great experience.
So today, keys for this Husker team will be to do what? To come out of here with a victory?
Well, I think we have to stop their run game, first and foremost, whether that's a quarterback, whether that's number 4. I mean, they are a running team first and foremost. After that, take away the deep plays, the explosive plays that they love to create. I think offensively, I think we just have to go out there and play. I mean, we've made some changes. It'll be a little bit different. I think the guys have to go out when they have a chance to make a play. They've got to go make a play, and that might be a big block, that might be a big catch, but that's what it is. And then I think the kicking game today, their return game is one of the tops in the country, and we're going to have to cover kicks, both punt and kickoff, at a really high level.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Valley Irrigation helps you farm smarter with the most reliable center pivots and advanced remote technology. Maximize profits and enjoy more time for what matters, including Husker football. Learn more at valleyirrigation.com. And this week's contestant for the Woodhouse block punt for a touchdown contest is Amy Bilka from Lincoln. Remember, the Huskers block a punt, return it for a score. Amy could win a 2-year, 10,000-mile-per-year lease on a truck from Woodhouse. Go to huskers.com/Woodhouse for official rules and how to get yourself entered. And our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center is sponsored by Acres. They are the Midwest premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres solutions for every field. That'll do it with our pregame chat with the head coach. When we come back, more pregame thoughts from Damon Benning next
on the Huskers Radio Network.
When challenging conditions arise, we don't back down. We up our game. Outpacing the competition with innovations fueled by Bayer's R&D, keeping you equipped with an expanded portfolio, elite genetics, and additional local test plots. Channel leads the field, so you can rise above. See how at channel.com/rise. Read and follow pesticide label directions, grain marketing, and other stewardship practices.
Hey, Husker fans! The 2024 football season is here, and SeatGeek is here to help you experience all the action. SeatGeek makes it easy to find tickets so you can be a part of all the touchdown celebrations this season. Whether you're buying or selling tickets to Nebraska football games or to any other live event in Lincoln, SeatGeek is the place to do it. SeatGeek is the go-to option for the Huskers. The most disruptive idea in ticketing? A ticket that works. Expect the expected. SeatGeek.
Welcome back to the Acres Broadcast Center in Lincoln. I'm Matt Coatney. Time now for a Big Ten scoreboard update. 4 Big Ten teams have the weekend off. That's Indiana, Michigan, Minnesota, and Iowa. Last night, the Washington Huskies became bowl eligible with a 31-19 win over the UCLA Bruins. Earlier today, number 2 Ohio State at Northwestern. Will Howard threw for 247 yards and 2 scores. And the Buckeyes improved to 9-1 with a 31-7 win over the Wildcats at Wrigley Field in Chicago. The 1:30 p.m. window has Michigan State at Illinois. Illinois' Pat Bryant hauled in a 67-yard TD pass from Luke Altmaier. The Spartans countered on a 52-yard pass from Aiden Childs to Isaiah Johnson, but Sparty missed the extra point. Josh McCray scored on an 11-yard run late in the first quarter for the Illini, who lead at 14-6 early in the second quarter of play. 2:30 p.m. Central, number 6 Penn State's at Purdue. I'm Matt Coatney in the Anchors Broadcast Center in Lincoln. Get ready, Nebraska. Greg Sharp, Damon Benning, and Jessica Cootie are all set. Nebraska at USC. Husker football next.
The following is an exclusive presentation of the Huskers Radio Network. It's time for Nebraska Cornhuskers football.
Rogers deep for Nebraska. Here's Wiley's kick. It's high. It holds up there. Rogers takes the ball at the 30. He's hit and got away. Back upfield to the 35, to the 40. He's to the 45. He's to the 50, to the 45, to the 40, to the 35, to the 20, to the 10. He's all the way home. Rozier turns. He's running back around the field. He's trying to get away. He's looking for blockers. He turns upfield. He's going to run a touchdown. In the middle of the back play, and it's Schlesinger inside the 5. He's there for the touchdown. He's got the touchdown.
And an option to the right. Tommy on the keep, turns the corner, 25-30. Eludes a tackler, 35. Tommy Frazier, 37, 38, 39, 40, 45, 50, 45, 40, 35, 30. He's going to cross to the middle.
Who gives it back to Mike Stuntz. He's going to throw it. He's got a man out there at the 40. It is Eric Crouch. 15, 10, 5.
The kick is on its way, and the kick is good.
40, Roy to midfield. Roy held it to the 40, to the 30, to the 20. You betcha. That is a touchdown for Nebraska.
Back to Burkett off the left side. Rex has a seam.
15, 10, Burkett 5. Guys, he's in. Touchdown, Nebraska. And the Huskers have come all the
throw
way
down toward
back.
the goal line, going up. Ball tipped in the air.
Touchdown, Jordan Westerkamp. Nebraska wins the game on the final play of the contest. Oh, baby.
Brought to you locally by This is the pre-kickoff show, brought to you by the Nebraska Lottery.
They are two of college football's iconic brands, Nebraska and USC. Today, they meet in a game that has plenty of intrigue. Good afternoon, Greg Sharp. And after a bye week, Nebraska is going to play a game today with a different play caller. Matt Rhule utilized the extra week to shake things up, went out and hired Dana Holgorsen. The former head coach at West Virginia and Houston takes over the role as offensive coordinator with 3 games left in the season. It's a move that's incredibly rare in college football. Coach Rhule, though, is trying to shake things up after a disappointing home loss to UCLA. The Huskers have not scored more than 20 points in a game since a win at Purdue at the end of September. What difference will Holgorsen make? Well, the answer to that, we'll start to get the answer to that later today. For USC, the Trojans sit at 4-5. It has been the season of close losses for the men of Troy. Those 5 losses have been by a combined 19 points. USC head coach Lincoln Riley, during their bye week, has made a change at the quarterback position, benching Miller Moss in favor of Jaden Mayava. The former UNLV signal caller has the ability to hurt defenses with his legs. But does USC utilize that skill? Again, we'll find out the answer to that as this game unfolds. If the Huskers needing one more win to become bowl eligible, USC needs to pick off 2 of their last 3 in order to continue their season past November. It is a beautiful day in Southern California that has brightened the mood of our national champion, Damon Benning. We're back to gather his thoughts coming up next.
You're listening to the pre-kickoff show, brought to you by the Nebraska Lottery on the Huskers Radio Network.
As the world's largest family-owned and operated manufacturer of grain storage, drying, and handling equipment, Sukup Manufacturing Company has led the way in innovation, offering top-notch products that empower farmers to thrive. Get ready to tackle your agricultural challenges with Sukup, where innovation meets reliability. Visit Sukup.com to find your dealer today.
Husker fans, Visit a participating AGCO dealer now until November 1st and enter for a chance to win a pair of tickets and pregame hospitality passes to the Nebraska versus Wisconsin football game on November 23rd in Lincoln. See your True Turf and Ag locations in Osmond, Columbus, and Falls City, Osceola Implement, and Kearney Equipment to enter for your chance to win this season.
Hey Husker fans, Coach Rhule here, thanking you for your incredible support of Nebraska football. We're working every day to bring championship football back to Nebraska. Just as important is your contribution to 1890 Nebraska, the official NIL collective of Husker Athletics. Every contribution, no matter how small, makes a big impact. Your support helps us recruit and retain top talent, bringing a winning program that can compete at the highest level. Visit 1890nebraska.com or text NEBNIL to 801-801 now.
Experience the difference at Woodhouse Ford. Looking for your newest sleek sedan, a rugged truck, or a spacious SUV? The Ford lineup has something for everyone. Shop our wide selection of new and pre-owned inventory at one of our 3 convenient locations in Blair, Omaha, and Plattsmouth. And take advantage of current offers going on now. Get started on your next adventure at Woodhouse Ford.
Something big is happening at Hy-Vee. We've just lowered thousands and thousands of prices on thousands and thousands of items in every aisle and in every department. Online, too. And on many of your favorite products. We've even matched prices with some of the biggest discount stores in the country. Because we get it. Times are still tough. So we'll continue to work hard to bring you new lower prices on thousands of items. Things are looking different at Hy-Vee. Come see for yourself.
In the heartland, where ambition thrives, there are those who are made and those who are made for more. Just like the Huskers on game day, Kloss, a leading producer of ag equipment, unleashes the power of ambition in the field. Discover why our cutting-edge machinery and unwavering support aren't just a promise, they're a commitment to your success. Because at Kloss, we know you are made for more. Visit your Kloss dealer or CLAAS.com. This is Big Red Football.
This is your Nebraska State Treasurer here to let you know how you can tackle college savings with Nest 529 Education Savings. Nothing opens the door to big dreams like a higher education. When your child's dreams start turning into real-world ambitions, you can be ready by enrolling in a Nest 529 account. With Nest 529, you can enjoy multiple tax benefits with a convenient, easy-to-manage account offering multiple investment options. Enroll today at nest529.com. It's the perfect game plan.
For almost 50 years, Sid Dillon Buick GMC Cadillac in Fremont has been more than just a dealership. We're a family dedicated to serving yours. Shop Nebraska's #1 volume Buick GMC dealer for the new car, truck, or SUV to fit your needs. We're also your GMC Business Elite dealer for commercial vehicles. Visit us at SidDillonBuickGMC.com. GMC, we are professional grade.
You are what drives us. Sid Dillon.
That's my neighbor, Joe. Hey, Joe.
Hey, John.
Joe's about to make a big mistake. Hey, Joe, think it might be a good idea to call 811 to have the utilities marked before you start digging?
I'm not digging very deep. It's no big deal.
No big deal.
Dad, the TV's out. Internet, too.
Remember, safe digging always starts with a free call to 811. Oh, what a knucklehead.
Brought to you by Nebraska 811.
Hi, I'm Tom Osborne, former football coach and co-founder of the Teammates Mentoring Program.
And I'm Des Moines Adams, Husker Black Shirt and CEO of Teammates Mentor.
We are recruiting teammates mentors and need caring adults to be in the lives of our students.
Meeting with a student once a week at the school can make a positive impact in their life and have a ripple effect in our communities.
Please join our team.
Go to teammates.org today.
You're listening to the Pre-Kickoff Show, brought to you by the Nebraska Lottery on the Huskers Radio Network.
Greg Sharp, Damon Benny back with you. Huskers getting ready to take on the Trojans of USC here this afternoon. And DB, good to see you. Week off. Sometimes week offs can be kind of boring, bland. Not around Husker football. Go change OCs. How about that?
Yeah, nothing happened over this course of time. I mean, a lot has happened. It happened in a hurry. And
We'll see. Hopefully it's for the better. That's the goal. We'll know here in about 30 minutes.
Do you expect major changes? I mean, to the general fan, are they going to be able to notice differences, or do you think it'll be some subtle things that we pick up on?
So I think a couple of things they'll maybe pick up on in a hurry is the rhythm of the offense, right? The sequence in which and how quickly they call plays. I don't think you'll see it run down near as, you'll say 5 seconds left on the clock, 4 seconds. I think the sequential play calling will happen a lot quicker. And while I think a lot of the plays will be the same, there'll be a few different people running them. Well, I still think it'll be people that have already played a fair amount, but I don't think you'll see some of the usual suspects with some of the complementary plays.
How difficult a transition is this for the players, do you think?
So I think they'll be okay. I feel like I think the vibe that I get is they feel it's a shot in the arm, right? It's a fresh set of eyes. Our coach is willing to do whatever it takes to win. We know that he has our best interest at heart, so we trust his judgment. Then you get a fresh set of eyes. I think they'll respond accordingly.
Defensively, the Huskers, I thought, made good in-game adjustments. UCLA got the better half early, but I thought Tony White's guys really kind of responded, gave up the one touchdown in the second half, but they certainly gave the Huskers a chance 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I don't worry about them at all. They continue to evolve and adjust, and it's always a cat and mouse. There's a lot on tape with Tony White's defense. He's got a new secondary coach back there. This is still just year 1, game 9 or 10. So, I mean, for them, it's still a work in progress, but I do like the fact that they seem to be able to make adjustments.
Now, this is a USC offense. Lincoln Riley's a very, very good offensive mind. He's changing quarterbacks. Maiyava is going to get the start today, a UNLV transfer who's a little bit more of a dual threat guy. We may see more changes from them offensively than Nebraska today.
Yeah, so I tried to gauge these last 10, 12 days the mood. Who's in the better mood? And there were some significant changes made. Are you a fan of a quarterback change to help kickstart your offense, or are you in favor of a OC change to help kickstart your offense? We'll see which is which, but one thing I know for USC and this fan base and some of their media over the last 9, 10 days, I think they'd like to see them be more aggressive and take some shots down the field. You've got 5 receivers. None of them average more than 13.5 per catch, right? So, it's not very USC-ish, but we'll see if a quarterback change helps that.
They certainly can run the ball. I like Marks. He's approaching 900 yards on the ground during the season, and I think that may be one of the fallacies with Lincoln Riley, is that he doesn't like to run the football. He will, and Marks is certainly a very good back.
Yeah, and he'll find a way to do it, too. And Joyner's a nice change of pace. He's the home run threat. You get the singles and the doubles from Marks, and Joyner will crease you with the extra bases. So I think for SC, they want to make Jade more comfortable. But for Nebraska, make them one-dimensional. Don't allow SC to get into that RPO game and kind of challenge you with that dual threat.
They've got terrific wide receivers, including Zachariah Branch, who was the Jet Award winner a year ago. The award named after former Husker great Johnny Rodgers. Well, the secondary is going to be challenged today. Jessica Cootie's been keeping an eye on that. Let's go down to the field and get a check from her on a first Rob Seco sideline update.
Well, let's start with the quarterback, because I know that's one of the top of the list if people want to know how he's looked, and he has looked good. It has been normal, regular warm-ups for Dylan Rhule. I've watched him from the second that he stepped into the stadium until they just ran off the field. I guess the added element is that he's had a few conversations with the new offensive coordinator, Dana Holgorsen, throughout warm-ups here today. Already can see that they have a great rapport that they are building. Looks like they have a great relationship there, so that's always a good thing. But Dylan looked great. He looked loose. He looked confident, and just as he has every single game day. So I think that's good news, and looks like he will be good to go here today. I also kept a close eye on Malcolm Hartzog, and he was good to go. He was in uniform last game against UCLA, just did not play. And it looks like when I was watching the team warm-ups, they moved him back to corner and Marquise Buford back to safety. Sierra Wright looks to get the start alongside Malcolm Hartzog there at corner. And then just again watching Dana Holgorsen throughout warm-ups, he looks like he's been here all along. Just his demeanor, how he's operated and walked around the sideline, chatted up with Dylan multiple times as mentioned, and some of the guys on the staff, and was involved in the team warm-ups when they had the offense out here. So I think it's a loose kind of kind of personality and just fun. You know, I think his just the characteristics of his personality will mesh well with this group and this staff. And it looks like he's really comfortable with being out here on the Husker sideline. Guys, it's a late arriving crowd. I'll say that. It's pretty empty right now inside the stadium. And I overheard a security guard earlier when they were checking fans in. Man, Nebraska is all over. I'd say right now, with just the amount of crowd that's in the stadium right now, Nebraska's either got a lead in terms of, I don't know, it's at least 50-50. I'm telling you, there are just as many Nebraska fans in the stadium right now as there are USC fans.
Yeah, it's sure a lot of empty seats or disguised as fans or empty seats is crazy. But USC's 4-5. They're kind of a front-running town, Damon. I mean, it's Hollywood. It's you better be good. They want. I mean, you're competing against the two NFL franchises, and being 4-5, they've not created a buzz. So this could be an advantage for Nebraska today.
Yeah, absolutely. I may be way high when I guess 45 to 50,000. Yeah. I did think Nebraska would get about 10K in fans. So I feel like I'm trending in the right direction. I didn't think it would be 50-50 at this juncture, though.
Good to hear Dylan's fine. And Matt Rhule told us that on Thursday that Dylan's had a great week of practice, but we didn't know. I mean, that looked like a bad back injury 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, you just never know. And the way that he kind of collapsed and his legs gave out late, you really don't know. And you're thinking kidney, liver, rib, but it's good to see. And she said something that I think is key, kind of loose and fun. That's been the theme this week, in my opinion, for Nebraska's team. They have been loose, they have practiced fast, and they've had some fun. We'll see if it yields any positive results.
Hope so. Hey, your attention, please. Your Nebraska Lottery has given $1 billion back to our state since 1993. The money has gone to protect the environment, improve education, and maintain the state fair. It's all part of helping build a better Nebraska. The Trojan Band entertaining the crowd now on the field before the start of this one. When we come back, we'll give you our starting lineups for today's matchup between two of the Blue Bloods, Nebraska and USC. That's coming up next.
You're listening to the Pre-Kickoff Show, brought to you by the Nebraska Lottery on the Huskers Radio Network.
When challenging conditions arise, we don't back down. We up our game. Outpacing the competition with innovations fueled by Bayer's R&D, keeping you equipped with an expanded portfolio, elite genetics, and additional local test plots. Channel leads the field, so you can rise above. See how at channel.com/rise. Read and follow pesticide label directions, grain marketing, and other stewardship practices.
Sam, since this is your first Get Holiday Ready sales event, let me introduce you to the full lineup of Ford SUVs. Keep it festive, Morgan.
How fun.
That's Blake and Bailey. They're our Bronco experts.
Go Cones goes over any type of terrain.
And of course, Ford F-Series. Best-selling trucks for 47 years. The Get Holiday Ready sales event.
Chills.
At 1.9% APR for 60 months, plus no payments for up to 90 days and $1,000 bonus cash on a new F-150.
Imagine a world where your office IT runs smoothly, securely, and effortlessly. A day where you aren't worried about the next outage or password compromise. At Hamilton, we take care of everything from monitoring and maintenance to security and support. We partner with your business to design integrated technology solutions that fit your needs now and your goals for the future. With on-site and remote IT support options, we're always just a call or click away. Elevate your IT with Hamilton Managed IT. Hire Hamilton at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Being game day ready means bringing the diehard passion all in, all the time. And now you can show your Husker pride everywhere you go with the Husker Visa debit card, free with FNBO free checking. Gear up, game on, and give it up for the Big Red every time you pay. The Husker Visa debit card, only at FNBO, the Bank of Husker Nation. Bring it. Get yours today at fnbo.com/Huskers. Member FDIC.
Huskers farmers do it all. That's why at Ag Leader, we're devoted to making your life easier every day, through every season, with our easy-to-use precision farming technology that can do it all alongside you. From planting and spraying to steering and harvesting and more. Do it all on your farm with Ag Leader. Contact your local Ag Leader dealer or visit agleader.com to upgrade your farm equipment with proven precision farming technology from Ag Leader.
This is Big Red Football.
The polar bear. Nebraska defensive lineman Nash Hutmaker knows who to call when your house is cold enough for hibernation.
SOS to the rescue!
Nebraska defensive lineman Nash Hutmaker here. People know me as the polar bear. Don't be like me in the winter and call SOS. Their techs don't make commissions, so they give you an honest opinion, fair pricing, and longer warranties than the competition, guaranteed. Mention the polar bear and get a free 10-year labor warranty, best warranty in town.
SOS to the rescue.
402-391-2336.
That's my neighbor, Joe. Hey, Joe.
Hey, John.
Joe's about to make a very big mistake. Hey, Joe, you think it might be a good idea to call 811 to have your underground utilities marked before you start digging?
John, that's just for big projects.
Actually, it's for any digging project. Congratulations, Joe. You found your electric line. Remember, safe digging always begins with a free call to 811. You want to borrow my phone, buddy?
Brought to you by Nebraska 811.
Hi, it's Sam McEwen from the Omaha World Herald.
And I'm Amy Just from the Lincoln Journal-Star.
Hey, listen, HuskerExtra.com and the Husker Extra mobile app have the best coverage of Nebraska sports.
Our reporting team shares features and analysis of all Husker sports, along with the latest recruiting news and more.
Plus, Husker Extra subscribers have access to our exclusive podcast, The Showdown, where we share our latest insights and expectations.
Go to HuskerExtra.com or search Husker Extra in your app store.
Download and subscribe today.
You expect your home to protect everything you love, but you don't expect the ways water is breaking down your crawl space and damaging your home. Musty smells, sagging floors, mold are just a few signs your crawl space is compromised. But there's one way to get answers to all your concerns: a free home inspection from Groundworks. We put water back in its place. Get your free inspection at groundworks.com. License number C142293.
You're listening to the Pre-Kickoff Show, brought to you by the Nebraska Lottery on the Huskers Radio Network.
Back getting ready for the Huskers matchup with USC. Let's take a look at our Nebraska soybean starting lineups. Let's start with the black shirts. Up front, Ty Robinson with 5 sacks in the year, 10 in his career. Nash Hutmaker, a couple of sacks this season, 7 in his Husker career. Jamari Butler, 2 sacks, 7.5 in his career. MJ Sherman will be the jack. 3.5 sacks this year, 5 as a Cornhusker. Isaac Gifford was the rover. He's the leading tackler for Nebraska with 53. John Bullock, a couple of sacks already this year with an INT for a touchdown. Mekhi Bear, the other linebacker. The corners, as Jessica told you, will be Malcolm Hartzog and Sierra Wright. And the safeties will be Marquise Buford and Deshaun Singleton. We're back to give you the offense coming up next
on the Huskers Radio Network.
I would have never had the chance to see my daughter become a doctor.
Because my mom wore her seatbelt that day, I get to hug her when I go home.
And then it clicked. Because I wore my seatbelt, I learned that one moment in time can change a person's life forever.
Brought to you by NDOT Highway Safety Office.
The day we were hit was the second to last day of our high school careers.
We were about to graduate as best friends together.
And then it clicked. Because we wore our seatbelt that day, we still get to experience life together.
Brought to you by NDOT Highway Safety Office.
This year, we considered hiring an ad agency to help with our marketing.
They pitched impressive visuals and a script that was inspiring.
And exotic animal mascots to help grab your attention.
In the end, we just decided to tell it to you straight. Shelter Insurance has award-winning customer service at affordable rates.
Plus, our local agents are there to help you understand what coverage you need.
See Shelter Agents Pete Voles or Brent Ruggo in North Platte, or in Broken Bow, see Agent Brent Custer.
There's something about the word billion. It really makes people sit up and take notice, much more than the word million. So you should know that your Nebraska Lottery has given $1 billion back to Nebraska since 1993. It's gone to protect our state's environment, improve education, maintain facilities at the state fair, and support problem gamblers' assistance. We appreciate the chance to help build a better Nebraska. And to you, our players, we say thanks a billion.
Sunday morning. You can smell it. Game day. And the brisket you've been smoking since last night. A day to be with family, a.k.a. fellow football fans. Traditions make Sundays easy to enjoy. Beers do too. Bud Light. Easy to Sunday, easy to enjoy. Bud Light is the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Enjoy responsibly. 21 plus. Copyright 2024 Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Out here, we raise stronger people.
stronger crops. And we proudly raise our flag to that. Let the weather, pests, and pressures try to beat us down. We only keep growing up. With the next-gen genetics, the pure acre-for-acre know-how of these soils, and a deep pride of our roots, we're born to raise at Hogemeyer. Learn more at therightseed.com.
Another great harvest thanks to Pioneer brand corn.
Just a few questions.
Who are you?
Kim Kernel, Ag Sports News. I've been chasing your combine for a while. How does it feel getting 10 more bushels per acre over last season?
It feels great. Couldn't have done it without Pioneer. It's America's #1 corn brand.
And there you have it, folks. Live from the field.
Who are you talking to?
Pioneer. Your best year starts here. Learn more at pioneer.com/bestyet.
To be a part of Nebraska medicine.
Hi, welcome.
Is to be a part of something extraordinary.
Nebraska Medicine, how may I help you?
Because these are the doors that open doors.
How are you?
To growth and opportunity for each other and for our community.
That went really well.
For those who know that the academic experience.
You know what? I agree.
The life experience that you get here is beyond what you can get anywhere else. And that's exactly why here is where you belong. Join us at nebraskamed.com/careers. Nebraska Medicine. Together, extraordinary.
Let's pause 15 seconds for station identification on the Huskers Radio Network. You're listening to the Pre-Kickoff Show, brought to you by the Nebraska Lottery on the Huskers Radio Network.
Greg Sharp, Damon Benning, Jessica Cootie, Ben McLaughlin back with you in the Auto Company's broadcast booth in the Acres Broadcast Center. Josh Shokeman, Matt Coatney, Camden Cohn, and Russ Brown. We're in for some Husker football here in just a couple of minutes. The White Horse Traveler just took the Trojan around the field and back up the tunnel as the pregame show about to end on the field. Well, we gave you the defense. Let's give you the Husker offense. Gunnar Gatula will get that start again at left tackle for the Big Red. Justin Evans, the left guard. Ben Scott will be the center. Right guard will be Henry Lutovsky. And the right tackle making his 51st career start, Bryce Benhart. The tight end, Thomas Fedoni, up to 28 catches on the year. Still looking for that elusive touchdown for Fedoni here in 2024. Wideouts, Ja'Cory Barney, 38 catches, just 2 shy of Wandale Robinson's freshman record for a Cornhusker. He is yet to catch a touchdown pass. Has scored 3 on the ground, though, for Nebraska this year. Jamal Banks, 27 grabs, 2 scores. Isaiah Nair, the Cornhusker conversation earlier today in our pregame show, 25 grabs, 5 for touchdowns. Dylan Raiola will be the Husker quarterback, 65% completion percentage, 10 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. Dante Dowdell leads Nebraska in rushing, 471 yards with 8 scores for the transfer from Oregon. Here's another Nebraska farm fact. Nebraska soybean farmers use sustainable practices to leave their land better for the next generation. IDB Huskers will need to do a couple of things to try to get a road win today. This is not a ranked team. This is not a team that they should be afraid of stepping toe-to-toe with. What do they need to do to win this one here on the road?
Yeah, so I think it's a couple of things. Both relate to third down for number 1 and number 2. You got to get off the field on third down defensively. Don't let USC feel good about themselves at all with a new quarterback here. And what may or may not be the friendly confines. We'll see for who. Number 2, get off the field on, convert third downs on offense so you can kind of get in a rhythm. We'll see if Dana has a good sense for play calling and giving Nebraska some advantages with time in terms to adjust at the line of scrimmage, so I like that. And then the other thing is you got to channel your emotions. A lot has gone on with both programs in the last couple of weeks. Don't let home field be the advantage. It's not really right now. It may be 50-50 with this crowd split. So control and channel your emotions. Give yourself a leg up.
Glad you brought up third down because USC's really good on both offense. They're 18th in the country offensively, converting 46.9, and on defense, they're converting holding teams to 31.9, 19th in the country. So they're pretty good on both offense and defense on third down. Nebraska is going to have to match that here today. You are listening to an exclusive broadcast of the Huskers Radio Network. The following may not be disseminated without express written consent. The Huskers Radio Network is a division of Playfly Sports. As Nebraska's fastest growing law firm, Smith Pauley is a proud partner of Nebraska Athletics for innovative legal services and concierge caliber responsiveness. Contact Smith Pauley. Huskers ready to come back out here. Both teams come out of the same tunnel. It's a pretty wide tunnel, a little unlike Michigan, where it's a tight tunnel where teams come out. This is a bigger, wider tunnel. Husker fans who maybe were out there in 2006 might remember that. You've probably all seen plenty of games going on, but we're waiting for the two teams to come out. We'll get you down to Jessica when the coin toss happens here in just a couple of minutes. 4-5 SC, 5-4 Nebraska. It still is one of those logo great helmet games. You wish that the two teams had better records going in, but these are two teams that are got to be hungry, DB, for a victory here today.
Absolutely. There's contrasting styles. I love it, right? With the Hollywood logo in the background and the glitz and glamour of SoCal. And coincidentally, the first day of rifle season back in Nebraska. So folks will be out in the fields with deers. The contrasting style should be nothing short of fantastic.
And the Trojans storm out, take the field. Going now the Cornhuskers. Some fireworks exploding here in Los Angeles as well. Nebraska trying to get that elusive 6 win, but we have said that a lot in the last couple of years. Last year, Nebraska hit the month of November with a chance. Couldn't get it done. This group wants to be the one to get that kind of door knocked down and get to postseason play and not stop at 6. You don't just want to stop there. If you get it today, you want to add to it with Wisconsin back in Lincoln and next week, and then the Black Friday game with the Iowa Hawkeyes. Captains assembling on the sidelines. We're just moments away from sending it down to the middle of the field. Boy, what a beautiful day. Light breeze here in Los Angeles. So not a factor at all in the passing game or the kick game for either team here for Nebraska and USC. And got a nice day actually here in Lincoln. Temperature in Lincoln not much different than what it is in Los Angeles. But I'm sure the Huskers glad to be out there in the sunshine here today. And Nebraska coming out of that tunnel now as well. The big red end flag being raced out by the cheerleaders as Nebraska heads to the near sideline. Huskers will have their backs to the press box, so they'll be on that sideline like they are at home with their backs to the press box. USC will be facing the press box, which is what Nebraska had done for years at Memorial Stadium with them looking toward the press box. Huskers back to those traditional white tops, red pants on the road. SC with the cardinal tops and their gold pants, their traditional home uniforms. 11 national championships for USC. Nebraska with 8 Heisman Trophy winners. For USC, 3 for Nebraska. Well, let's send you down to the middle of the field for the coin toss. Here's Jessica Cootie.
Game day captains for the Trojans: corner Jalen Smith, offensive lineman Jonah Monahan, defensive tackle Gavin Meyer, and wide receiver Zach Branch. For the Huskers, game day captains Jamari Butler, Ty Robinson, Marquise Buford, and Jamal Banks. Ty Robinson will be the speaking captain here today. We'll send things over to the referee, Cole Knuppel.
LA Coliseum with an epic matchup between two historically great football programs. Nebraska, you're the visitors, and you will call the toss. The logo is, or the player is heads, the logo is tails. What is your call?
Tails.
Tails is the call.
Bet.
It is a tail.
Defer.
Nebraska